Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Have a great and wonderful day. And it seems that Germany is a lost cause. Germany deserves to be purged in everything that they say, and deserve to be purged because apparently they're allowing 6-year-old girls prostitution. Yeah, you heard that right. You don't believe me? Well, we're going to get into the story here, and be prepared to throw up into a bucket or what have you, and then after wanting to do so, go on a nuke hunt, so that way you could possibly, eliminate anything that has Germany to do with these things. We have this here from Jake Shields. Germany is teaching 6-year-old girls that prostitution is a fun, easy way to make a living. This is from Redox. The Berlin government is offering children a pro-prostitution picture book intended to teach them that the sex trade is safe and enjoyable. Rosie Needs Money, which is written from the perspective of a little girl, is targeted at children aged 6 to 12. We have this here. It says here, Germany, pro-prostitution picture book offered to children by government officials. The city of Berlin has prompted outrage from locals after offering a graphic picture book on prostitution to children via its official website. The book, titled Rosie Needs Money, is advertised as a resource for youth aged 6 to 12 years old. According to Equal Opportunities Officer Kirsten Drobeck, the book is designed to explain prostitution to children of families residing in a red light district of Berlin, located in, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. We're just going to move on. In the years in which the Tiergarten, Sud, and Schönberger Norden neighborhood management offices dealt with the issue of street prostitution and also had many conversations with residents. This is one of the topics. What do I say to the child? The Tiergarten Sud district management has faced this courageously, Dobrik says in her defense of the book. An order was placed for a children's book that tried to explain to the children what was happening there. Interestingly, extensive research has shown that educational books for children aged 10 and over avoid this explanation. Jorbeck also explains that the book on prostitution, which features graphic illustrations, was created with the first participation of primary school children and other people as part of a community project. From Donner here, she goes on to say, the city of Berlin is handing out this book on prostitution to children ages 6 to 12. Rosie Needs Money is about a mother from Bulgaria who is forced to leave her kids behind to go to Berlin and have German men rape her for money. Screenshots from the book down below. It's different with Mama and Papa. They make love. Rosie doesn't do love. She has sex with people on TV. So, there we have it. We have this. Rosie Needs Money is written from the perspective of a child named Mariam, whose family relocated to Germany from Syria. Mariam narrates as she and her equally young schoolmate Martin look for Rosie, a woman from Bulgaria who is in the sex trade. Mariam says that her mother told her that Rosie is often looking for money in the street. Rosie is described as having many friends who are also migrant women from Bulgaria, Romania, Russia, and Lithuania, but they don't seem to find much money. Their clothes are not enough. Their breasts and legs must freeze in the winter, observes Mariam. Today, we decided to finally ask Rosie what she does with men. Actually, we already know. They give her money and want to make love. Martin then appears to reference pornography, saying it's different from mom and dad. Mom makes love to dad, but Rosie's men don't make love. They make sex like on TV. In the book, Rosie suggests that men use prostitutes due to loneliness and advertises the sex trade as a legitimate and important field. You want to know what this has to do with love and sex? Everyone acts as if love and sex are always the same. Men say this to me and to their wives at home, but sometimes love is gone, or the sex. That's why my customers just want to talk to me and they give me money in return. Rosie tells the children before explaining how she has sex with clients in a flippant way. Most of the time it's like this. Men want to put their penis in my vagina. A few times in and few times out and you're done. There's nothing more to it than that. See, we previously, it was quite a few months ago, last year, where we did a video about, particularly where Germany was also caught with, teachers kind of like, I don't know, doing a school thing of talking to children or doing inappropriate things to children that was in the school, and the government kind of defended it. So Germany, what's your problem with the kids? What's your fascination what really makes you want to go after them in this type of way? Because at this point, you have the Nazis, and now you have wanting to have horrible relations with children. Now, I don't know about you. If I was a betting man and I thought this was horrible, I would probably think maybe Germany should probably just be non-existent. They should probably just not exist anymore. Because if you're going to consistently do stuff like this, to where you have Nazis killing a whole bunch of people in the millions, and then you have, I don't know, a whole bunch of, and then you're going to go do this to children, I really start to think that maybe you're just not a great society. Maybe you may have to be put down like a dog, because this is not something I condone, or many people condone. In fact, I'm not very comfortable reading this story. The only reason why I'm reading it here is so everybody can get a gist of what's going on outside of our country and the disturbingness of it all. Yeah, the book explains that Rosie gives condoms to men which they put over their long rods for sex. This is done to prevent pregnancy and as a protection against disease. A statement that is accompanied by a disturbing childlike drawing of a small, smiling, rod. We're just going to say rod. With a pink condom on it. Bizarrely, the book concludes with quotes from children and young people who live in areas where street prostitution takes place. Most of the sentiment is overwhelmingly negative and presented as examples of attitudes towards prostitution in youth which require discussion. I'm ashamed to live here. I can't sleep well at night. Why is there no prostitution next to a town hall when there's one youth? I'm afraid of the Johns. Even though I have curtains, I'm afraid to change in my room. Why do we residents and the ladies have to suffer just because the men can't find a wife? Asked another. Speaking to Redux Ellie Arrow, a German advocate for the abolition of the sex industry, calls the whole book schizophrenic, noting that the children quoted in the book clearly don't want to see the industry normalized. Their sufferings, ghetto Johns and pimps, Arrow said. One girl astutely comments that somehow prostitution is not happening next to the city hall. German politicians are happy to enable prostitution and overlook criminal elements, as long as they can rake in tax euros. It's not happening in their backyard, and it's overwhelmingly the mothers and daughters from impoverished Eastern European families standing by the street side. Berlin prides itself on tolerance and inclusion, sacrificing minority girls and women. For example, the Roma minority or refugee boys and young men from Syria to the whims of sadistic German men, and anyone who uses the street is likely to have a sadistic streak as the human misery is palpable, she added. The brochure is unbelievably irresponsible. It is right to teach kids to not disrespect women in street prostitution, but the brochure makes it out that these women could have become a child's friends. Due to the language barrier and the presence of sex buyers and pimps, that this is implausible and dangerous. Kids in the latter part of the brochure even state the whole situation makes them afraid, but the brochure tries to actively remove that fear, Arrow told Redux. Youth in the red light district are already exposed to visible drug use, witnessing highly objectified, barely clothed women, and the men intimidating and harassing them. The quotes from girls indicate they realize that men might look at them and want to do them what they do to women. That alone is highly destructive to girls' self-image and body image, she said. Yes, let's take a look at Instagram. In addition to the children's book, Berlin government officials have previously given a presentation titled "Sex, Work, and Neighborhood," and again, that word that I cannot pronounce, for community members using the facilities at a local elementary school. Arrow said that the decriminalization of the sex trade in Germany has resulted in the exploitation of migrant women, as well as boys and young men, and emphasized that there have been a recent increase in the numbers of women from Ukraine who fled their home country after the Russian invasion. According to government statistics, the amount of women from Ukraine registered as prostitutes doubled between 2021 and 2022. Last year, Redux reported that Google searches for terms such as Ukrainian girls, Ukrainian porn, and war porn spiked during the first week of the conflict. It was later learned that the Berlin-based sex work advocacy agency made up of trans and non-binary sex workers use social media to solicit Ukrainian refugee women for information on entering the legal German sex trade. And that's the reality that they're living in. So I hope everybody had a horrible and distasteful read from that. Obviously, this will be put down in the description down below, and you can suffer as much as I did. And hopefully we find a way to purge these politicians because they don't deserve to be alive anymore. YouTube, you may want to, if you want to take down my YouTube channel, you can try, but the thing is, that would just mean you are complacent with people wanting to take out, have horrible relations with children. So let that be a stain on you if you try to go after me for that, because I will make that very apparent on what that was your goal. So, yeah. Alright, guys, that's it for the horrible story and traumatizing one. And I'm going to go throw up in the sink now. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, because it's algorithmic disease, the social media.